Welcome to the answers for quiz 8. We're going to start off with doing the square root of 5 over 121. What we're going to do is use the division rule or the quotient rule for radicals. We're going to write this as the square root of 5 over the square root of 121. And so what we end up with as an answer is that we can only take the square root of 121. So we have the square root of 5 over 11. And taking a look at problem number 2, what we have is the fifth root of 32 z to the 12th. Now, it's a fifth root, so we're looking for something that'll multiply to give you 32 5 times, and in this case, that's 2. Now, with the 12, we're taking 5 into 12. That goes 2 times, so we'll end up with z squared. But we also have a remainder of 2, and so we'll end up with just the fifth root of z squared. The remainder of 12 divided by 5 will give us that 2. For problem number 3, what we have is the square root of 16 minus 5 square root of 10 plus 7. Now, to add or subtract square roots, what you need to have is you need to have the same radical. Here we have the square root of 10, here we have the square root of 16, and we can't subtract these. But there is something that we can do with the square root of 16 we know as 4. So we have 4 minus 5 square root of 10 plus 7, and now you have 4 plus 7, and that will give you 11, and it's 11 minus 5 square roots of 10. The problem number 4, we have 3 square root of 8 x squared y cubed minus 2x square root of 32 y cubed. Now again, we have to have the same radicals here, and we don't have those radicals, and we also have to have the same variables out in front. And so what I'm going to need to do first is break down the 8, the x squared, and the y cubed, and then I'm going to need to do the same thing over here. So what we have is the square root of 8 can be thought of as 4 times 2 for the 8 x squared y squared times y. This will be y to the first, that will give us the 3 here, and then also minus 2x square root of 16 times 2 y squared y to the first. Okay, so now we can take and look. Square root of 4 is 2, so we're going to have 6. Square root of x squared, that'll give us x. Square root of y squared will give us y. What we're left with then is the 2 and the y to the first, so this will be 2y minus, over here, square root of 16 is going to be 4, so we'll have 4 times 2, which will give us the minus 8. And then the square root of y squared will give us just y, so we'll have 6xy and 8xy, which allows us to add at least for the coefficients. But remember, we still have to have the same radical. The radical we have here, the 16 is gone, the y squared is gone, will be 2y. This says that we can subtract this all together. So we have 6 minus 8, which is going to be minus 2xy square root of 2y. Okay, for the last problem, for number 5, we have this as negative 8 over the square root of y plus 4. Now in this problem, what we have to do is we have to use what is called a conjugate. And in this case, that means we're using the square root of y minus 4, square root of y minus 4, to multiply both top and bottom. Multiplying both top and bottom will not change the answer, but when I multiply here, what I'll end up with is y minus 16. And in the numerator, what you end up with is minus 8 times square root of y minus 4. Now you can distribute that problem. It really doesn't make a difference. It's not going to affect the outcome of the problem. So this answer is right, or if you did distribute it, you'd end up with minus 8 square root of 5 plus 32 over y minus 16. Either answer would be acceptable.